Hey everybody, it's Brady from Celtics Film Room, and I'm going to be breaking down how the Celtics can possibly come back down 3-0. I realize in all likelihood it's not very possible, but what other reason do I have to watch? Um, if I'm not expecting the Celtics can at least make this interesting for the rest of the series, let alone win the series. But just it's been disappointing. How these games have gone, but we gotta just gotta hope for a little bit of the best. But I'm gonna try to break down, look at things more objectively, and try to look at how the Celtics can at least not necessarily win the series, but what their formula would be if they were going to win the series, or at least win a couple games. And how that starts, I think you got to look at the offensive end right away. You got to look at the offensive end, and part of that has to do with the turnovers and or the contested shots they take when Miami collapses their defense. And we broke this down before the series. What Miami likes to do, they like to send um, to the ball right away. It's not necessarily trap, but they like to shoot. They like to overhelp and recover. That's Miami's plan. They plan to overhelp and then scramble out of it. They work. They work really hard every single defensive possession, and they play with a lot of energy. And there's a flow to what they do defensively, so it's almost like they're playing with a rhythm. And how you use that against them is you have to be able to be just as disciplined as they are. And that's not the Celtics' strong suit, sadly. But take a look on this possession here. Jalen's going to drive down. He's going to lose the ball, but part of that is not just on the person with the ball. A lot of these are also on the other four players on the court, not necessarily one specific, but you can specifically point out what guys can be doing better on the court. Um, here it's like 19 seconds in the shot clock. It's good. Penetrate right away. They know. Like I'm sure they looked at film and said, attack the hoop right away, and that's good. But other guys have to be moving here. Jason Tatum, dude, move to the wing. If Jimmy Butler's going to help on that, use it against him. Use against it. If Max Strus is going to come that far in, use against him. This is actually a really good attack by Jalen here. The defense isn't set yet, and you can get something going. But what it's going to do is everybody's going to overhelp here on this possession, but nobody's going to move. Marcus is actually clogging up the spacing here. I'm not sure what Marcus is doing, but absolutely clogging up the spacing here. I don't think he and Jalen were on sync here, but if Marcus sees that right away, just get out. Don't just stand there. And Al Horford's wide open for three on this possession. Um, so, that's simple. So Jalen could have made this pass right here for a wide open three, but he didn't. But that's a hard angle to see for him. He's got three defenders over there. It's going to be, and Marcus. It's hard to see Al in that position. So make it easier. Jason Tatum, you give up the ball. Don't just stand there. Move. As soon as Jimmy Butler turns your back, anytime a defender turns your back or is not looking at you, you should be moving. You should be moving. That's simple basketball 101. Anytime you're playing with random chaos and it's not a set play, you should be moving all the time. It creates constant rhythm, flow, and it puts tons of pressure on the defense to react. And from that point, you just got to keep playing that same brand of basketball all the way through the whole possession and work it. No one said it was going to be easy. You have to earn it, but that's the kind of basketball they have to play. Same thing here on another possession. Jason Tatum's going to attack defenders. He's going to spin out of it. Jimmy Butler's going to show up. Boom, just make this pass to Malcolm here. And actually, Jalen does a good job here on this possession. I don't think he was necessarily trying to, but he does a good job here on this possession. Watch Jalen here. He's gonna act like cut. He does this a lot in transition where he wants to backdoor cut. Kyle Lowry comes back. Jason actually penetrates, sucks in Lowry. Now you just gotta make this pass here to Jalen. Just gotta make that pass here to Jalen. That's actually really good. It's a little bit coincidental because It's not, but it is because Jalen, that's just what he does a lot. That's just what Jalen, when he's programmed to do something, he does it. It's not really, he doesn't do a lot of, there's not a ton of thinking on the fly with him. And there is at the same time, meaning that, he just goes and whatever happens, happens. So there is thinking on the fly. I know it's a little confusing, but at the same time, there's no thinking. It's just, he just goes. And so here it works out pretty well. Jalen moves off the ball early in the shot clock. Good again, good job. But you got to make the pass here. Make the pass to Malcolm. But the best pass here, will make this pass. Jalen keeps coming around. Jalen could do a little bit better job, keep coming around here, and just make this pass. But right here, you can make this pass to Jalen, and Kyle can come back. They set up, and now there's like 3 defenders in there. Bam's gonna overhelp. When defenders aren't looking at you, move. Same thing. Like, it's good, but this is what Miami wants you to do. They want you to sit there for standstill threes. They do not want you to move off the ball. They set it up so you can get, lethargic and still on offense, and everybody watches the ball. And it makes it easy to load up on. So they're going to have to set more off-ball screens, and the person with the ball is also going to have to be aware what's going on in the court and not just go full head of steam into traffic without a plan. And not necessarily a plan, but at least seeing the court of what's happening when you go. Not being oblivious to what's happening. Take a look at one more, and then we'll go to the defense here. Just another example, right? Jalen's going to go good early in the shot clock. Good. And it's 2 for 1 probably as well, but just have a feel, right? Don't get yourself out of control here. There's no need to be out of control here on this possession. You know what? Kyle Lowry's going to get sucked into it, and Malcolm's going to do an okay job of moving, but why not back cut or something? I don't know, back cut. And then you'll suck in another help defender, and you'll probably be able to kick to Graham for a corner 3, wide open corner 3 or something. There's a lot of cutting that involves setting up beyond the 3-point line. I think they need to do a little bit more back cutting. That's what I would like to see guys screen and move along the baseline. That's what Miami is actually doing really well against us. So I think you should use their own stuff against them. Miami does that really well, right? Boom, right here. As soon as Kyle Lowry moves, back cut. And Kyle Lowry does a good job of setting up so he can try to help and prevent that back cut just in case. Or Malcolm can cut right away to the wing. As soon as Lowry gets that much sucked in, you can probably create dribble penetration there as well. Jason Tatum, how about you cut to the wing here and don't just stand still? Jason's a little bit better than Jalen at off-ball movement, but there's no in between for him. He's either he's in rhythm and he's always moving for like 6-7 possessions straight, or he's just not gonna move at all. And that's not a good recipe for success. So I would like to see more of Jason and Jalen move once they give up the ball, or even if they don't have the ball yet, move to get open. That's how you create open shots, not just for yourself, but for your teammates as well. And they need to do more of that. All right, now defensively.